Welcome to the Jam On It Sportsplex in Henderson, Nevada. This was not how they drew it up for the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open, but high winds in the area forced the tournament to come indoors, and we are happy to bring you day 2 of our coverage of the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open. We're going to be bringing you 3 matches in our live coverage here today, and we're glad to have you along. Dave Benz joined by Melissa McCurley of pickleballtournaments.com, Mark Renison with Third Shot Sports, and Melissa, this was a necessary move. They had to move this tournament indoors. It's made it a little bit more slow going today, but it was the right move.
It was the right move. The winds proved that they would have been an issue over at the Plaza. We planned 2 days ago to have an indoor place to come, and it's worked out perfectly.
Mark, how different is it to play on an indoor surface versus the outdoor rooftop surface that we saw yesterday and all week long?
Well, it's like night and day. You're going to see longer points. The players are using a softer ball out here, so expect longer rallies and players really working hard out there.
Let's talk about this tournament big picture, because it has been a huge success. The number of entrants this year just about double what it was a year ago, Melissa.
They did double. Very impressive. Another 5-day event that couldn't have been worked out better here at the Plaza.
And Mark, how much of a destination is Las Vegas for pickleball players?
Oh, it's been great. People love it because you get to combine a sport you love playing, some competition, and some fun on the side.
And we are thrilled to be associated with Pickleball Channel for our live broadcast, and that means, of course, Rusty Howes. And Rusty doing a little bit of investigative reporting because of the weather. Let's check in with him.
Hey, it's Rusty from Pickleball Channel, and I'm on the roof of the courts, and obviously it's pretty windy. There's no one here because the location's been switched to another destination in Henderson. The challenge with the tournament director on any outside venue is what happens with the weather. Could be rain, could be wind, all sorts of stuff. It's already gotten pretty windy. You can see some banners and chairs were even knocked over. It's supposed to get up to about 30 miles an hour today, and gusts will exceed that, and that's pretty hard to play pickleball in. So in this scenario, instead of canceling the whole day, the tournament directors were able to find an off-site location, move the tournament for 1 day indoors. Volunteers came out, they set up nets, they lined courts, and games are going to continue. And when it comes to pickleball, like we always say, keep on playing.
The 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown. By Highlands Leg Cramps, stop your cramp, not your game. And by ilovepickles.org, we relish pickleball. And back here in Las Vegas, well, more specifically Henderson, Nevada, Jam On It Sports, as we've reached the final day of the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open. Dave Benz and Melissa McCurley with pickleballtournaments.com, and Mark Renison with Third Shot Sports. Glad to be back bringing you this coverage here on the live stream on Facebook Live.
Yeah, I'm certainly excited to be here.
So 0-0-1, or excuse me, 0-0-2 as game 1 gets underway. And make it 1-0-2 as that shot was just wide on the return.
And that ball there just got a little bit up on Jeff. He wasn't able to even get in, and Catherine had it at his feet.
So 0-1-1.
So one thing to watch for, you see it here from Irvine and Warnick right now, is after they hit that return of service. See Jeff giving the signal, that means he's going to switch. So watch after Irvine returns this, she's going to cross to the right side if she got the ball over the net. So players do this as a way to sort of get the kind of matchup that they want, whether it's because they prefer playing on a particular side or because they're trying to position themselves strategically against the way that their opponents are set up.
Melissa, you've been here all day. What have you been hearing from the players in terms of the adjustment to have to go from playing on that rooftop surface to coming indoors? I think the mentality when you know you're going to a tournament that's indoors versus having to switch gears midway, that's got to be pretty stark.
Yeah, you know, we have a mixed bag of players here too. Some of them have indoor experience, some of them don't. But I would say the majority of the players were just very thankful for the early planning and the communication that would give them the opportunity to continue to play.
Warnick hits it into the net, so it'll move to 1-2-2.
Warnick and Irving both really like using that third shot drive, and Jeff especially, so there's another missed serve. So a few early errors from Irvine.
So the serve goes back over to Johns and Parenteau. And that hit long. Irvine wisely ducks under it. So 2-1-2 now with Johns serving. Ben Johns just beginning his junior year at the University of Maryland, but continuing to make time to be able to play pickleball. And that's no easy task. Did we find out he's studying some engineering?
Yes, he is. Materials engineering.
Materials engineering.
But I think we decided we weren't smart enough to know what that was.
Well, the youngster from Florida is certainly have a very bright future in a lot of regards, not just on the pickleball tour.
And a delightful young man as well, always so pleasant.
Big smile on his face, even
Yeah.
when things weren't going well yesterday with Cal Yates and there was some frustration in their match. He was still smiling and enjoying the experience.
Yeah. And you talk about yesterday, Catherine and Jessie were partners yesterday in women's doubles, and here they are facing off against each other today.
That is a tough serve from Warnick. So here's a good example, right? Sometimes you hear from people say, oh, just get the serve in. You should never miss your serve. Doesn't really matter. Watch how hard Warnick hits this serve. You just got a free point off of it. So there's some risk there, of course, right? But if you can cause your opponents to hit a less than ideal return, that makes your third shot a lot easier.
Warnick trying to put that in the back corner, hits a little bit long. So it'll move to 3-3-2 with Irvine now on the serve. And now side out. Johns and Parenteau a chance to try and move back in front. This match at best 2 out of 3. Oh, Johns goes up and gets that one.
Yeah, I think Warnick will be giving Jessie an apology after that one. Really set up Ben, and he's not going to miss when he gets the opportunity like that.
Kind of salivating for that one.
And I know there's some folks online making comments about the lines. They may not show up well, perhaps on what they're looking at, but they certainly show up well from what we can see here.
Yeah, you can see it on the screen that the lines are tough going against the hardwood of what is normally a basketball court. This is a basketball center, but that side angle shows it a little better. They are clearly visible to the players here.
Oh, too bad. Great defense from Irvine there. You saw that her and Warnick backed up to give themselves more time to react. They got what they wanted. They played a neutralizing drop, but then Jessie missed the shot that I think she'd agree she should make more consistently.
By the way, if you're curious, the choice to go with the orange-colored lines was pretty conspicuous to understand why, because there are just too many white lines already on the surface of these courts.
It was more in the early planning, if you want to say early, a couple of days. It's like, hey, we need to get some tape down here. So let's get it shipped, make sure it's here and ready to go. This was before the venue was known.
Yeah, and I know Grant Garcia and his team, they were out here starting to get this underway at 5:30 this morning to get these courts marked.
So one of the things we're also going to see here, we've seen quite a bit, is this willingness to play from three-quarter court, right? When you're in trouble, see how they back up here to give themselves time? And so it's really important for players, this idea of no man's land. This is really a misnomer, right? This is sure, not an ideal place to play from, but if your opponents are likely to hit hard, especially when they get a high ball, it's better to be back there rather than hanging out up at the kitchen where you have very little time to react.
I think we've talked about it before, Mark, and I really like myself to prefer it as a transition line, or transition area, if you will. And I've seen, players that are the highest level do the best in that transition zone.
Yeah, I mean, this is often the thing that separates good players from excellent players, is that ability to steal a point, right? To be in trouble and find a way to neutralize by playing a drop. and get back into it.
6-3-1 after that last point for Johns and Parenteau.
And that ball did go long.
So it'll move to 6-3-2. And Parenteau will take over the serve.
Now there's another good example of decision making from Warnick. Ben was closer to the net than Catherine was, and so when Jeff got that high ball, he didn't hit back at her where she'd have time to react. He hit down at Ben's feet where there was less time.
3-6-1.
Look at the top spin on Parenteau's forehand dink there.
Going right at her women's doubles partner and forces the unforced error out of Irvine. So 3-6-2.
Whoa. If you force the unforced error.
Well, yeah, there you go. Well, brings about the unforced error. And now the serve will change sides. Mark Renison calling me out.
Another
power from both sides, and Irvine finally puts it away.
Yeah, again, really good job of getting that ball down into the dirt right by, didn't have to hit it that hard as long as she got the ball in the right place. Actually, nice kick save from the Canadian.
6-3-2.
There's another indoor situation. Yesterday on the outdoor court where the nets are heavier, that ball I do not think is dropping over. Instead here, it clips the net.
And there was nothing Warnick could do about it. Tried to catch up to it. Nice dig to get that for Parenteau.
Right, that's the defense we're talking about. Too good.
Warnick sees the opportunity, flick of the wrist.
I gotta say, I haven't watched Warnick play a whole lot, but I am really impressed at how he is able to insert himself into the game and do so with such consistency.
That length certainly helps.
Jeff Warnick also holds the record in pickleball for the longest pickleball paddle toss.
Oh.
4 courts.
Yeah.
And were you there to witness it?
We were there. This was at, that is a tough shot from Ben. He was at the Nationals last year where Jeff, one of the fire players out there. And love it or hate it, it's definitely something that people like watching, they get excited about.
We certainly don't recommend trying that at home.
Oh, what a well-placed shot there by Parenteau.
Yeah, no, nice little down-the-line forehand volley here. Disguises it well, made it look like she was going cross-court. Instead, lays back her wrist and gets down the line. Dink. Yeah.
Wow, she just unloaded on that.
Yeah, so dinking is not Warnick's strong suit, and so you can see right now that Parenteau and Johns really are going after Warnick a lot, forcing him to try to play those dinks that
Oh, wow.
Johns comes over, covers a lot of ground. Now they switch sides.
And that was great coverage by Catherine.
Oh, and Irvine finally puts it away.
And she did give him an opportunity to get Ben back into the court.
Yeah, that's a nice example here. Ben jumping the corner, trying to put that ball away.
He was smiling the whole time. Did you see that?
And the point there, saw the tail end of it coming out of the replay. 9-3-2 now, so 2 points away from taking this first game and this best of 3.
Still got a few people here who don't know why we're indoors. It's because it's very windy out there on the roof of the Plaza Hotel right now. So we're inside for the mixed doubles event.
Not only would it have been extremely difficult, if not unplayable, conditions for pickleball, it was not really. It's also a little bit of a safety issue with so many things swirling in the wind. And there is game 1 put away by Johns and Parenteau, excuse me. So 11-3 and an early advantage in this best of 3.
Yeah, that's right. You'll see right here, That ball just goes a little bit too high. And you can see how angry Warnick is.
Yeah, not happy about it. Thankfully, the paddle is still in his hand, however.
That's actually kind of emotionless for Jeff. He is known as a pretty emotional guy.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. Game 2 coming your way after this. The 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown. By Head Footwear, the official footwear of the Pickleball Open. By Miller Lite. And by Franklin Pickleball. And welcome back to Henderson, Nevada, as we continue our final day of coverage of the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open. Quick little timeout here between games as game 1 went in favor of Johns and Parenteau as they try to play their way into the gold medal match here in the mixed doubles pro division.
Yeah, and they're wanting to get going pretty quickly here.
Is there any, when it comes to indoor tournaments, is there any advantage or disadvantage to changing sides? Outdoor, clearly you've got wind, you've got sun. Indoor, is there really any advantage to switching sides or disadvantage?
I don't know. You got more indoor experience than I do, Mark.
I would say you can see the side right now, the Warnick and Irvine are on. You can see there's some stands there, and then that backs out onto a bunch of other courts. Whereas where we are, behind Parenteau right now, returning serve, there's a solid wall. So actually, visually, it's a little bit easier being on the side where Irvine and Warnick are now, because they're not looking into empty space.
And it is Johns and Parenteau in the near court, Warnick and Irvine in the far court.
Yeah, it's too predictable from Parenteau. Warnick was there waiting for that ball. That inverted forehand that he likes to hit on that backhand side.
Yeah, and I was watching Catherine play in Texas just a couple of weeks ago, and that shot is one that she will consistently do and try the player on that side. It works for her sometimes.
1-0-2 is the score, 1-0-2.
That's nicely handled by Parenteau there, handling the drive, getting that ball low enough, which is the best way to, the best way to defend against a fastball, is to play it back low.
And Warnick unable to get that over the net, so that'll even this match up here at 1, or even this game up, I should say, 1-1.
See how long, well, I was going to say how long till Warnick put himself in the game, but Catherine brought him into it.
Yeah, again, she's been going with that down the line dink to the backhand, and again, she's playing over the highest part of the net to the shortest distance to the tallest player on the court. I'm not sure that's a winning combination. So I think she should probably use that effective cross-court forehand dink to Irvine a little more often.
John's going right at Jessie Irvine.
And was that in his wheelhouse or what?
Yeah. I think he knows he didn't actually hit the ball quite the way he wanted. He wanted to get it a little more down. That instead gave them an opportunity, and luckily for him, Irvine not able to get a paddle on it.
3-1-1 now. Excuse me, 2-1-2.
There we go. That's a nice little misdirect. Sort of an off speed. It's almost like a baseball pitcher throwing a changeup there. Looks like it's coming faster, and instead it's a slower ball for the winner.
You know, I know Ben was one that was telling us earlier today he hasn't played indoor pickleball, so I look forward to hearing what he has to say about what he's thought about his experience here today.
Yeah, Ben will tell you his favorite pickleball courts are the courts he first learned on in Southwest Florida. And Warnick just showing great control and power with the flick of that wrist.
It's sort of an unusual two-handed backhand from Ben on that dink. Usually he plays it with one hand just as a nice little slice. Put the second hand on it, a little too much power, and then got punished for it. Yeah, I think that's the pattern we want to see more from Parenteau. That cross-court forehand dink stays low. It's got got pretty heavy topspin on it.
1-3-2 now.
Jeff's doing a really good job. It feels like an intimidating presence up there, even to me from over here in the booth. You know, it's like, oh, I can feel it.
Well, you just know against him when he's at the net that if you don't hit it perfectly, you will lose, right? And so that pressure builds over time. And a poor return from Ben there.
3-3-2 as we've drawn even here in game 2.
Oh.
Look at that.
Wow.
Nice lob there.
Great get and control.
Heck of a point brewing right now.
Oh.
And then it ends with the unforced error.
Wow. I mean, so the thing about unforced errors, we got to be a little bit careful with that term, because you think, well, how are these players hitting the ball in the net? It's, you know, they've got all this space. Well, they don't have all this space. They know that if they don't hit that ball perfectly, that it becomes an attackable ball for their opponent. So that pressure to get the ball through this tiny little window at just the right speed results in sometimes that ball going a bit too low. So that's why you're seeing these, because they know, look how low that ball has to be to not be attacked.
Irvine hits it wide. I want to thank all the people who are tuned in right now on Facebook Live. Jennifer Wilhelmsen.
She is the better half of Morgan Evans, who we just saw in the previous match.
She was no doubt hoping to see Morgan Evans in this match as well.
Yes, she was. He just fell a little bit short playing with Lee Waters today.
There's again that forehand dink down the line.
3-4-2.
There it is again, and again they get punished. So Parenteau, you know, this might be a good time to call a timeout, or at least to have a chat with Ben, because that pattern has not been working for her. I don't think I've seen one yet where she's been able to be very effective hitting that down the line dink to Warnick's backhand. This is much more where she should be. There's one.
Mixing it up, going to Warnick. And then finally hits it into the net. So 5-3-1.
And that was a well-placed dink by Jessie. It was just a little bit deep and got behind Catherine.
Five, 3-2. Warnick will take over the serve. Parenteau and Johns would like to end this thing here in 2 games. And they will get the serve back. Chance to try to close this deficit.
And he has been effective at doing that all day. I mean, that's not a bad dink by Ben. I mean, the fact that he was able to get into that when it was like, you know, way down at his feet, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, some great reach and some great control. That ball just did land in.
Yeah, Warnick's looking for an Ernie opportunity. He knows that Parenteau likes to hit that down the line. There it is.
There it is. Oh. Wow, it's like you predicted it.
Should coach some pickleball one day.
Yeah, definitely. That was well. I mean, it was right on cue.
So you can see here, he's been paying attention to what's been happening, right? And he knew that that's a preferred pattern for her right there. She had been playing the dinks a little bit better, a little bit lower, so they couldn't be attacked. And so he had to do something creative, as we saw there, to get that ball when it's high.
Ben Johns puts that one away. I just love the fact that you were thinking the same exact thought as Jeff Warnick there, Mark Anderson. You saw that developing.
Well, I mean, there's certain patterns of play, right? And, you know, I got to keep my job here somehow. No, but there are certain patterns of play, you know, either because you see that the player is in a particular position that they are more likely to do it. So, for example, if you're pulled out wide, it's very hard to hit cross court. Or because you have identified certain patterns that your opponents like. And so I think in that case, that's what Warnick saw.
John's unable to catch up with that one, and it's now a 7-3 lead for Warnick and Irvine.
Really feeling it over there, aren't they?
But the serve now will change sides. Johns and Parenteau.
So what would Coach Mark Renison say to Catherine right now?
You've got a great forehand cross-court dink. Just keep doing that. Now, if Warnick, now he's on the right side of the court. If he stays on that side, he did. So now she can play that down the line that she likes because Irvine's not quite so tall. And so I think in that case, it's like use what you're good at. Use the pattern that's working. You don't need to change something unless it's causing a problem for you.
A great awareness there by Jessie to get out of the way of the ball on that last exchange. Johns and Parenteau do manage to get a point here. So make it 4-7-2.
For some folks joining us late, there are some notables who chose not to play on this 34-team draw today. Simone and Kyle, and also Lucy and Matt.
Favorable net bounce there. So Warnick and Irvine now just 4 points away from tying up this best-of-3 match.
Swinging him. So, look, you can see Ben smiling there. So they both swung for the ball, and neither of them hit it. He knows he didn't really deserve that point, and Warnick's ball just went out.
And now the serve will change sides. Warnick and Irvine have been in control pretty much this entire game.
Yeah, a few decision-making errors. That ball again a little too high on the backhand side to Warnick. That inverted forehand he uses, which makes the ball go down rather naturally, is just what he needed to put away that ball.
Howard Hepworth chiming in and asking why Kyle and Simone and Lucy chose to withdraw.
They just chose to withdraw. I mean, you guys would have to ask them what their reasons were for that.
I think sometimes, I think there are some players that sometimes are concerned, especially this tournament being so close to the Nationals coming up in November, that especially if you haven't played indoors very much or indoors in a while, sometimes even just psychologically it feels like there's a little bit more risk of injury. And so sometimes players will say, look, instead of taking that risk, that perceived risk at least, you know, we're gonna bow out, and you know, that's a choice that some of the players will make.
And we all know athletes at every level are creatures of habit. And when you throw this is not a minor change to go from the rooftop at the Plaza to indoors here at Jam On It. Well-placed shot there by Warnick.
Our booth is a bit of a better protector today. Yesterday I thought I needed shin guards. Yeah, sorry, Mark. I was just going to say real quick, but very thankful that Jammin' On Sports has taken us in to have a place to play.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this has been a great spot. You can see the spectators around watching. Lighting is good. Yeah, this was a nice audible that the team here at the Las Vegas Pickleball Open called.
Oh, what a shot there by Ben Johns.
Yep, Ben's so good at finishing the point when he gets that high ball. Putting it down low, difficult to defend against. I want to give a special shout out to one of our Facebook viewers. Heather Jane Robertson is watching. Heather Jane Robertson happens to be my mother.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, pickleball player herself, as we see the players taking a timeout.
Hi, Mom.
So 7-4, Warnick and Irvine with the lead. Timeout here in game 2. We'll take a quick break as well. So we are back with the continuation of game 2. 4-7-1.
Jim Coleman is just joining us. We talked about the lines earlier. They appear to you that they're maybe hard to see, but here inside the venue, they're not hard to see at all. They show it very well. Colette asked about Irina. Irina she was here today. She played earlier with Randall Zabindin.
Would have liked to have been playing longer today.
Oh, sure.
5-7-2 after Johns puts that away, so back to a 2-point game.
So you'll notice here now that Catherine is now playing more on the left side of the court. And interesting change in strategy here.
What do you think the thought is behind that?
Often it's the case that sort of, if they are going to be picking on her, at least right now, it's going to go to her backhand. And very often players will prefer to hit backhand dinks. They'll find them a bit more comfortable. And so there could be a chance, she's missed some of those forehands. They've gone up a bit too high, and Warnick has punished her for them. So by going across like this, she gets to play more backhands. And you can see here that she's got a good, solid backhand dink.
Yeah, she really does. Nice and low.
Oh, how about the emotion out of that point from Jeff Warnick?
Yeah, and this could be another reason, too, is that they were trying to set it up so Warnick wasn't playing straight ahead of her, where he's able to reach forward and get those. And now you see that Irvine and Warnick have adjusted.
Just wide out of Irvine.
Yeah,
so moves to 8-5-2.
Yeah, so I suspect what Warnick and Irvine are trying to do, we're trying to get a matchup where it's straight ahead Parenteau to Warnick.
John's got handcuffed a little bit there. 9-5-2, 2 points away.
And then a finger wag after that from Warnick, telling Johns, as Byron Frezza would say, there ain't no money there.
Irvine's shot is wide. So Johns and Parenteau will get back to serve, and they need to make a move here if they're going to try and win this thing in 2 games. Warnick and Irvine get the serve back. It's going to be tough sledding. And they do get it back to a 3-point game.
Oh, that's a couple of really uncharacteristic misses by Jessie.
That's why they're calling a timeout to regroup and see if they can tighten things up a little bit.
So back to a 2-point margin. 7-9-1 is the score. Another timeout here in Henderson, Nevada. We'll take a quick break as well. 7-9-1. Johns and Parenteau have it back to just a 2-point margin. His best 2 games out of 3. Winner moves on to play for gold. Loser will have to settle for the bronze here in the mixed doubles pro division.
Lucy Kovalova and Wes Gabrielson have also joined us today. Wes, no stranger to indoor pickleball.
Yeah, so here's the setup now that Johns and Parenteau are looking for, to have the women heads up against each other. That way when Catherine plays that ball to Warnick on the cross court, he's a little bit further away. That ball's able to get a bit lower. But look, you're going to see here Warnick and Irvine are going to switch to try to get the matchup they want.
Brian Kerr is watching from Yucatan, Mexico.
Oh, welcome, Brian.
So the serve changes side, 9-7-1. Warnick and Irvine trying to close this second game out.
So I'm seeing a lot more of this from the pros right now is the return that's not actually that deep, that's rather short, but it's kind of low, as you saw there. And that's a ball that's difficult to drive when it's that low. Here's another one, Catherine going for the low, shorter return.
10-7-2 game point to get this to a third and decisive game.
And we have had a lot of 3-game matches here today.
She got him.
She got him, yeah.
Sold that really well.
Yeah, and what was also different about that one was instead of it being a dink that she played, she flicked it forward. You can see she just hit a few cross courts, disguised that well, and a big come on from Catherine.
7-10-1.
Warnick's going to look for the Ernie again.
Parenteau trying not to oblige.
Yeah, she's being very patient here in this point. I think this is the kind of pattern they're going to want to play. Whoops.
Yeah, right when you were right. I thought she was into the patient zone there too, and right when we thought, she let us know differently.
So 7-10-2.
Yeah,
Jessie has not hit a single ball.
and every time, and she's wanting to throw her paddle at this point,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, it's just a well she just keeps going back to.
Yeah. Really impressed.
Game point now with Irvine on the serve. Not yet. So 10-7-2. It will be up to Warnick to try and close this thing out. Get it to game 3.
Oh,
And there it is. So 11-7 in favor of Warnick and Irvine here in game 2 to tie this matchup at 1 game apiece. And Melissa, will have yet another 3-game match. Game 3 coming your way after this quick timeout here from Henderson, Nevada. Don't go anywhere. Well, you got some good pickleball going here in the Vegas Pickleball Open. The 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open is brought to you by the Plaza Hotel and Casino, the place to be downtown. By Highlands Leg Cramps, stop your cramp, not your game. And by ilovepickles.org, we relish pickleball. And welcome back here to the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open. Dave Benz, Melissa McCurley, and of course Mark Renison as we bring you day 2 of our coverage. And this is what, day 5 of the tournament overall. Started on Tuesday atop the rooftop courts at the Plaza Hotel and Casino, and it has been a wonderful venue for pickleball. Nice shot there by Parenteau to get this 3rd and decisive game going. But the necessity by Mother Nature to bring this inside, not quite as scenic as being on top of the rooftop and the poolside, but it has certainly been a pleasure to be here this afternoon.
yeah, it has. It's certainly not the Plaza where there's just a wonderful, fun environment and atmosphere all day long. Pickleball and the families out having a good time, individuals. A lot to offer there.
Johns wisely gets out of the way as Irvine hit it long, and so to make it 2-0-1.
So early on, we see an error here from Irvine. We see a missed ball that Jeff Warnick thought the referee made a bad call on. He had words with him. And this is interesting to see early on that Johns and Parenteau, they can get out to a bit of a lead here.
Yeah,
3-0.
they're building their lead, 3-0. And awaiting the winner of this match will be Callie Smith and Adam Stone, as we mentioned. A couple of players who were probably not on anybody's radar before this tournament started.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, we've seen Adam play quite a bit. I personally haven't seen Callie play, so looking forward to seeing that match later on tonight.
Well, you can see them in the background. Adam with the blue shirt and white hat on the right-hand side of your screen, and the woman in the gray tank top talking to another woman. That's Callie Smith right there. So these two are watching. They were out on the practice court a moment ago. They're going to be ready for this gold medal match.
Warnick able to force the side out, so 0-3-1 now as the serve will change sides.
So So again, I'm gonna watch here. Let's see what kind of return Catherine hits. Whether she uses her backhand to slice that ball low, get a little bit of a skid. Let's hit to her forehand instead.
Defensive shot there by Parenteau, which keeps the point going.
And she really needs to keep the point going here by going back to Jessie. Yeah, and you know, Jessie hitting it over to Ben, and Ben being able to take an opportunity.
Hit that ball right off the top of the net. It's amazing how good he is at that.
Well, you always say, Mark, that the best shots in pickleball are the ones that don't leave a lot of margin over the net.
Yeah, I mean, pickleball is really a game about height control. You can imagine a little window over the net, let's say one paddle height. Nearly every point ends because someone doesn't play it through that window. Either they hit too low, there's an around the post.
Oh, wow. And that pumped Jessie up for sure.
Yeah. Again, that ball wasn't going to be an around the post opportunity until it clipped off the top of the net, which changed the angle it was going on. You see right here, all of a sudden it's extra wide. Really Ben can recover against that.
Sam, I'm going to butcher his last name, Sam Sidnoy, asking where the venue is. We are at Jam On It Sports, the Sportsplex in Henderson, Nevada.
A basketball and volleyball complex. When we came out here to check it out the other day, they had volleyball matches going on in here and some basketball practice.
It'll be interesting to check back with Jam On It and see if pickleball catches on now that they're hosting the final round.
They had heard of pickleball before because of the AAU. The AAU has really been working hard to promote pickleball and youth pickleball as well. I saw the owner earlier today out taking some pictures, so we might see more pickleball here at Jam It On Sports.
That's a good cross-court dink from Jessie Irvine. Low, forcing Parenteau to hit a slow ball, and she hits a little too slow, not through that window that we talked about. And there we go.
Irvine off the top of the net. So Johns and Parenteau now with the 5-2 advantage. They will change sides on the 6th point, and that is going to happen right now as the return by Warnick is long. So 6-2 in favor of Johns and Parenteau. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with the conclusion of this match after this. They've changed sides, so 6-2. Johns and Parenteau continue to control the serve. And we'll try to pad their lead and move on to the gold medal match.
Dave Weinbach has joined the live feed here. And Dave, a lot of people want to know, why aren't you in Las Vegas playing?
Yeah, and a lot of people, I'm in that group. I asked you that earlier this week. Why is Dave Weinbach not in this tournament? Dave, what are you doing? Get to Vegas.
Mr. Fred Hartzman's also joined us. He was here earlier today, and he was here yesterday. He's out of Indian Wells, responsible for the national tournament coming up in November.
So what we just saw there, Ben finished the point with a good drive right at Irvine, but it was really Catherine Parenteau's cross-court dinking that set up that opportunity. He gets the glory for that put away, but it's very often the preceding shots that are really what's going to create the chances.
Irvine let that shot go, and it does land on the court or in bounds, so serve changes sides.
The third and decisive game in this bronze medal match.
I've been impressed that Irvine has been so consistent with these cross courts, keeping the ball away from Johns, but not hitting the ball so far that it creates an around the post opportunity for Parenteau. She's been very precise with these dinks.
Catherine got away. Changes it up.
So again, I mean, Irvine wasn't hurting her. She can keep that ball going cross court. They've got the lead. They don't need to mix it up just for the sake of it. The time to change a pattern is when it's no longer working. And so a bit of it's a undisciplined shot from Parenteau there because she's got such a good cross court forehand dink.
People are piling on Dave Weinbach right now. Josh Hassan-Oral says the weather casinos and shows are way better in Wisconsin. I'm assuming that's sarcasm.
Yeah, I would hope so. I pick on the Badger all the time. I'm not really sure what's better in Wisconsin. Maybe he can help us with that too.
2-6-2. Although this is a pretty good time of year to be in Wisconsin as well. Autumn in Wisconsin, autumn in the upper Midwest is a fantastic place to be. 6-2-1.
Catherine reminds me so much of Simone Jardine when she gets down low for those dinks. Right, really getting down, almost touching the ground with her knees. Really,
7-2-1.
really looks like her former tennis coach at
Yeah.
Michigan State.
Well, Simone Jardine was her coach, introduced her to pickleball. Ben Johns,
Great
nice
get.
job being able to track that down.
Wow.
But Irvine finally ends the point.
Ben realizes that ball was likely going to land long if he didn't hit it. Skating a little bit out there. That's when the point really got away from him.
Side out will change sides. 2-7-1 now. Warnick and Irvine with their backs against the wall.
Catherine does get down on her knee for that one. I notice on the practice court again, we get Adam Stone and Callie Smith are back out there again, hitting cross court, playing out points, trying to stay loose and warm while keeping one eye on this match.
No.
And it is tightened up, make it 4-7-1.
We've seen Ben cover a little bit more of the middle of the court, and that means that his side, the left side, is going to be left open. And they expose that vulnerability on the last point.
Oh, goodness.
4-7-2. After that, shot is wide.
4-7-2.
People are asking about the ages of the players here.
There's,
I mentioned Ben Johns, 20 years old, is a junior now at the University of Maryland.
Yeah, I think we got certainly young players here, 20s and 30s.
By the way, I asked you, I know that pickleballtournaments.com has revamped the website, and one of the things that happened in the revamp, the ages of the players are no longer on your site.
There's some folks that don't want their age displayed. Wow.
Oh. Impressive quickness and power there from Warnick.
I'm glad you got a chance to visit the new site too, Dave.
Yeah, and folks at home should familiarize themselves. It is impressive, all the data that you have been able to compile. Johns with the slam.
you can see he was upset with himself for missing the shot on the previous point. So when he does get that ball, it doesn't make a mistake. You're going to see them switch here after the return of serve.
Well-placed shot there by Irvine. Johns unable to track it down.
Yeah, so some people might see that and think that he forgot to move. He forgot they were switching. You can see he stayed in that spot he was until the very last second. And it was more that he was trying to take up the middle to apply pressure, but Warnick and Irvine able to get that ball to the left side of the court.
And now the serve will go back over to Johns and Parenteau. Johns going back and forth with Irvine. Warnick chimes in.
And there's that reach we've seen time after time.
Yeah, well, it's so tough because Ben's in a position where he's trying to keep that ball cross court, trying to keep it away from Warnick, but can't hit it too far cross court or else that opens up an around the post opportunity. So the needle there is really small, the hole that you got to thread there.
Oh, great hands by Jeff.
Ben's getting frustrated here.
Yeah, he's feeling some frustration for sure.
Serve will head back over to Warnick and Irvine, who've been playing from behind. Fell behind 6-1 in this third game, but they have tightened it up.
Oh, he got that one.
Yeah, Warnick thought that ball might go out. It landed in. Josh just asked a question about, there's a little logo on the right sleeve of Ben Johns. You see it there, Sick Tricks. Sick Tricks is a sort of a collaboration of some of the pros, including Kyle Yates, including Ben, Irina Tereshchenko, Brian Ashworth, Chris Mills-Miller. And it's a bunch of guys who, you know, they go out and they do some pickleball camps occasionally. They make some neat videos, some of the sort of the highlight reel worthy shots. Nice dodge there by Parenteau.
Unable to catch up to that one now. So we'll move to 7-5-2. Warnick and Irvine have been battling since the early deficit.
And speaking of battling, these players have been battling all day. I mean, these matches started at 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 6:45 in the evening.
We will bring you the gold medal match after this. That will wrap up our coverage, but they will continue play here all the way up until 10 p.m. local time. Oh, man. How did that land in?
So a lot of backspin on that ball. Parenteau, you know, she was a little bit lucky that that ball stayed in play.
Oh, wow.
Spun back towards the net, and Irvine just misread it a little bit.
So 8-5-2, 3 points away from moving on to the gold medal match.
8-5-2.
Welcome, Mr. Ken Herman, who's joined us, and John Sperling. Thank you, guys. We are here in the mixed doubles pro bronze medal match.
And the side out will get the serve back to Warnick and Irvine.
5-8-1.
Oh, Maggie Remenzi has just joined us as well. She wasn't able to come because she's getting married. Maggie, we've missed you.
5-8-2 as Irvine hits it wide.
5-8-2. Side out.
And side out, so Johns and Parenteau again getting the serve back with a chance to close out this best of three match.
8-5-1.
So Ben Johns has missed a few of his drops lately. Sitting that ball up too high, it's
8-5-2.
attackable then by Irvine. If I was Irvine and Warnick now, I might see if maybe he's got a couple more errors in that paddle.
Oh.
There's another out ball.
So back again to Warnick and Irvine with the serve. The duo from California battling Johns from Florida and Parenteau from Montreal.
Canadian living in Florida. That never happens.
Why would anyone want to move to Florida?
5-8-2.
Yeah.
Saying that very tongue-in-cheek. I love the Sunshine State. Anybody who knows me knows it's one of my favorite places to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Great place to be. And we get to be together again in Florida, hopefully, next April at the U.S. Open.
Of course, the problem for me is the U.S. Open is always the first weekend after the NBA regular season ends. And as much as I love broadcasting the U.S. Open championships, I'm always hopeful this time of year I might be busy with my day job calling some postseason basketball for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah. And we kind of selfishly hope you're with us.
Well,
There's another missed third shot drop coming from Ben. The last two he hit were set up too high. This one he overcorrected when that ball was too low. Let's see where they return this one again to Ben.
Jimbo Peterson chiming in that Johns is from Maryland, not Florida, and it is technically accurate, although he spent so much time in Florida, it feels like he is from Florida.
Yep, he does spend time in both places. Obviously a student at the University of Maryland.
9-6-2.
His junior year, material engineering.
Around the post. Oh, there's an
Oh,
opportunity
there. It is.
there.
Oh,
Warnick able to catch it off the net. Irvine and Parenteau going back and forth.
I'm almost rooting for Catherine here to just keep doing this cross-court dink. Yep.
Who will flinch first? Oh, Catherine tries to change it up and puts it into the net.
And that's a shot that works for her a lot, being able to do that inside out.
Yeah, in that case, it wasn't a decision-making error. The ball was high enough. It was the right time to sort of go at the person who's closer. It was more of an error of execution. 9-6. 10, I should say.
Around the post by Warnick. And then John says, not so fast, my friend. But that was a great hustle play by Warnick. What a point. So 6-9-2. Johns and Parenteau trying to get the serve back, but instead it's tightening it up. 7-9-2 now.
Yeah, so Johns had Warnick beat. He disguised it well. He had the line, just overhit that ball a bit. Sails long. 7-9-2. Ooh.
Serve goes back over to Johns and Parenteau.
9-7-1.
Ouch.
What an exchange. Warnick finally hits it long, and that's going to set up match point.
Yeah, and that's the first that we've seen him, I think, all day, Mark, insert himself into a point and not come out on the top for that.
Match point.
And there it is.
Wow.
So 11-7 in favor of Johns and Parenteau in the third and decisive game. They will move on to play for the gold medal, and it will be a bronze medal for Warnick and Irvine. 11-3, 7-11, 11-7 in favor of Johns and Parenteau. One more look at the match point. We're going to take a timeout. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the gold medal match coming up from the 2019 Las Vegas Pickleball Open in just a few moments.